What's going on, Beamer fans? Welcome back to BeamerView. Today we're going to be going over even more tips, tricks, and features in BMWs. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel at BeamerView, what we do here is teach you everything there is to know about BMWs. If you are someone who owns a BMW and you want to learn everything there is to know about your vehicle, subscribe to this channel because we put out content every single week. For today's video, we're going to be going over another series of BMW hidden tips, tricks, and features. If I can count correctly, I believe this is part 5 of this whole series. Make sure you all watch all the different parts because you will be learning things about your vehicle that you probably would have never known about. Before we get started, we are starting our own online store showcasing all these different BMW key fob covers. Keep in mind, if you do want to get one of these, it is going to be for this style key fob, which is going to be the new one for BMWs. So definitely check out the links for those at the end of the video. Again, the links for those are going to be in the description and they will be showcased right at the bottom of the video. So definitely make sure you protect your $300 to $400 key fob and get one of these key fob covers today. Without further rambling on, let's go ahead and get started. First off and foremost, let's go ahead and check out the shortcuts menu. Also, for today's video, we're going to be featuring i5 M60. A lot of these hidden tips, tricks, and features are going to be pertaining to the newer vehicles. So if you are someone who has an EV vehicle, definitely stay tuned. And if you have a BMW that is 2023 or newer, a lot of these are going to pertain to your vehicle as well, especially if you have iDrive 8. So one of the biggest things to mention in iDrive 8 is that there is going to be this white hidden line. If you don't already know this by now, you may be missing out on a major feature. So I'm pretty sure that I pointed this out in my older videos, so definitely make sure you know about this. There is a white line that is located right here. If you tap on that, it brings down your shortcut menu. Now, BMW used to have the 1 through 8 programmable buttons that was located right around here, which you could preset to be a radio station, a BMW navigation address, or even shortcuts that would go straight to your Apple CarPlay. Well, here in the new iDrive 8, there is a similar system that you see here. We can set up to 8 different shortcuts, and the way that you would do that is, say for example, if you had a specific menu that you wanted to get to, all that you would have to do is just click and hold whatever you're trying to add as a shortcut and just add the shortcut. And just like that, you can see that the charging menu now, which we set as a shortcut, just showed up right over there. If you wanted to delete that, you can just click on it, hold it, and then you can also delete shortcut. Also, quick little bonus tip, if you did have a shortcut here and if your vehicle has gesture control, which is going to be this little guy right over here, what that is the feature where you can use your finger as a wand to turn up and down the volume. You can actually program one of your gestures to go directly into a shortcut as well. The way that you would do that, just click and hold it, and then you can go ahead and assign a gesture. So if we wanted to, we could program one of these guys to go straight into the charging menu. For number 2, did you know that the newer BMWs that are coming out with wireless chargers that look like this, they actually have a cutout, which you can see right over here. Now, what this little cutout is that there is actually a built-in fan that is located right beneath here so that it can blow air onto your phone and keep it nice and cool. So far, I've seen the BMW i5 have this. Many EV vehicles such as the iX, they also have this as well. If you have a brand new BMW, there's a good chance you may have that also. This next one is also a brand new one to BMW, and I believe currently at the making of the video, the BMW i5 currently has this. What it is active lane change. Now, if you have a BMW i5 that has the driver's assistant professional, where the car can drive itself on the highway, you may also have this really cool feature in your BMW where all you have to do is look in the left or right side mirror and then the vehicle can change lanes all by itself. Before, it used to be that you just have to press on the turn signal and then the vehicle could change lanes all by itself, which a lot of vehicles can still do if you have the package driver's assistant professional in your BMW. But this really cool BMW i5 and all the other newer BMWs that are going to be rolling out, again, you can change lanes by simply just looking at your side mirror. There is a setting within here that you do have to enable. In order to look for that, all you have to do is just go into your main menus where you can see all your apps, and then all you have to do is just go into browse and type in lane change. Once you do that, you're going to see lane change pop up right over here. If you click on that, you can see some settings that you can adjust for your assisted driving. Active lane change is going to be this one right over here. If you do that, now that feature is active. I would highly recommend you try it. This is a brand new feature for BMW going into 2024. This next one is going to be a good one if you have a late 2023 or 2024 BMW. Many of their newer BMWs, they have this really cool feature called Digital Key Plus. There could be a good chance that your BMW has digital key, which is just your regular digital key where you can use your phone to tap on the door handle to lock and unlock it. Well, now for Digital Key Plus, if you were to go ahead and set this up, all you have to do is just keep your phone in your pocket, and then the car can sense that you're approaching the vehicle. You can go ahead and unlock the door without having to take out your phone, and it can also lock itself whenever you're walking away from the vehicle, again, without you having to take out your phone. Digital Key Plus has this really cool feature called passive entry. If you go into your Apple Wallet, say for example, and if you click on your BMW digital key card, you're going to see this setting right over here called passive entry. Now, by default, it is on, but if you don't want the vehicle to lock itself whenever you're walking away with your phone, you can disable this. This is going to be very, very important for people who want to use this and also valet park their car at the same time. If you leave your physical key right inside the car, and if you walk away with your phone with this feature on, there will be a good chance that your BMW is going to lock itself because the car thought that you walked away. And then your real physical key is going to be trapped inside the car, and then no one is going to be able to valet park your car. So keep that in mind. You can keep this feature on or turn this off depending on your preference. It is only available for vehicles that have Digital Key Plus. And again, if you have the BMW iDrive 8.5, which is the one that has the icons right down here and not right here, you're going to have a screen or a home screen that looks like this. We touched up on the fact that there was a white line here. Many people do not catch this, but there's also another white line located right over here too. If you swipe left on this, you can change whatever you see in this little stage area right over here. So for this, you can have your My mode. So if you were to go into sport mode, you will see things change along here on the stage, or you can have it set to your live vehicle so you can see what is going on with your vehicle as you're driving it. And also media, if you had your BMW ID set up, there could be a good chance that you're going to see weather down here as well. So keep that in mind. That is a portion of the screen that you can change. Again, there's a white line located right over here. The next one is going to be B mode. I've talked about this in one of my previous videos before. For EV vehicles, you have this cool little B letter right over here, which we call B mode. But all that B mode means is that the vehicle has one pedal driving. If you're not familiar with Tesla's one pedal driving, the way that feature would work is if you were in drive, and then if you were to go down into B mode, your one pedal driving would be activated. And then what you could do is keep your foot on the accelerator at all times. And then you can use this one pedal to either speed up or even slow down as well. Definitely give that a shot if you have an e-vehicle. It makes driving much more easy because you just keep your foot on the go pedal the whole time and then use this one pedal to control your speed, whether you want it to speed up or slow down. Another one for e-vehicles, if you were to check out your media, I'm sure you may have noticed that there is no AM radio. This one is just a cool little fun fact. For e-vehicles, there is never going to be any AM radio as far as we know, because EV vehicles do put out an electromagnetic field that does interfere with the AM radio, hence why EV vehicles do not have AM radio. This one's a bit silly. I did have to point it out. Every BMW can do this, but your volume control button, if you didn't already know, whether your volume knob is here or if it was right there, you can push that down to mute whatever's playing on the radio. I still have good many clients who still did not know that you can push this down to mute the radio. So now you know. Also, while we are on this, one of the biggest things you need to know about this button right here, which is probably the biggest trick in the whole book, is that if you were to hold this down for about 30 seconds and then let go whenever the screen goes black, you could do a iDrive reboot, which would help any connection issues you may be having. Say, for example, if you had a frozen screen, if something was just not working properly, or if you had a hard time trying to connect your phone to either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Again, hold that down for about 30 seconds. That will just reboot the system. You won't lose your settings, but that is probably one of the biggest tricks in the book. This one also may be another small one, but many BMWs, if not all of them, have this little hook that is located right over here, which could be used to hang a hanger. So if you had a suit jacket, you don't need to be laying it on your seat. You can just hook it into this little hook that is located right on the top of the handle right there. If you have a BMW M vehicle, or M EV vehicle, I should say, you're gonna have this really cool little button or panel right here called Boost. What Boost does is maximize your performance for about a good 10 seconds. If you're trying to pass a car or get onto an on-ramp, all you have to do is hold this down for a little bit, and then you're gonna see Boost pop up right here in the center of the screen, and it'll give you a good 10 seconds of boost, which in this EV vehicle is just gonna be in its most powerful state to do a quick 10-second sprint. If you had one of the last generation BMWs, they used to have this really cool function called climate control rules, which was probably one of the best functions of all time. What it would do is you could set a desired temperature where you could have the vehicle automatically turn on the heated wheel or heated seats. Now they made a quote-unquote more advanced feature for that. Climate control rules is no longer here, but they do have another variation for it. If you go into your climate menu, you're going to see your climate menu pop up here. Again, this is iDrive 8.5. Yours might look different. So the way that this new system is designed to work is to automatically turn on the heated seats and heated wheel depending on the temperature outside and how quickly you want the temperature to be adjusted within the vehicle. Say for example, we just got into a car, it is freezing cold. As long as you have your climate control set to auto, your heated seats and heated wheel should turn on all by itself. If you wanted to control the intensity of that, you could go into individual settings and you can see it right over here on the right side. You're gonna see this guy here for heated seat. This is where you can go to adjust how hot you want the seat to be whenever you get into your vehicle. And also right down here, you're gonna see one for heated steering wheel and also cooling seats as well. Again, depending on the temperature on the outside versus the inside, your heated seats and heated wheel should adjust its intensity according to how quickly you are trying to cool down or heat up your vehicle. That is BMW's new version of climate control rules. Couple of things in BMW trunks. Almost every single one has a emergency handle that you could pull on. Say for example, if you were trapped in your trunk. For this i5, is located right over here. You can pull on this to open up the trunk. Many other BMWs have switches that look like this, but you can identify where it is by this cool little green glow that you would see. BMW EV vehicles are starting to come with non-run flat tires. Now you do have to rely on the SOS system that is built in within the vehicle. It is going to be a 4-year subscription. Now they are starting to come out with these little kits right here called the mobility kit. So if you did have a flat tire and if you're trying to fix your flat all by yourself, you'd be using this mobility kit located right over here. Many BMWs on their rims, they come with wheel locks. Wheel locks are basically built into the lug nut that you see right over there. It's going to be this little guy right over here. You can tell that this one's a wheel lock because it looks a little different. Wheel locks are designed to be in place so that no one can steal your rims, because these guys are not cheap. They are pretty expensive. So many BMWs, they do come with wheel locks. Now, your biggest question that you should ask and know is, where is your wheel lock key? A lot of times, if not all the time, it is going to be located in your trunk somewhere. If you do see a gray box that looks like this, there could be a good chance that your wheel lock key is going to be this little guy right over here. This is what you would put into that wheel lock in order to unlock your wheel, so to speak. And many times you can see it inside of here. You're also going to see these little lug nuts here. What these are simply your original lug nuts that were already in the wheel that got replaced by the wheel lock. In the back seat of the BMW i5, it is pretty comfy here, I am not going to lie. If your vehicle came with the shades, of course you have this one here to block the shade. Many people may not catch it off the bat, but you also have one right over here too. This one you can pull, and then you can also lock that in as well. If you have a center armrest in the back seat that looks like this one's gonna be a good one. You can pull this out, of course. Usually all these have cup holders too. Your cup holders may not look like this. You may have to push a button to unlock the cup holders. This middle compartment can fold down. If you have a BMW SUV, you may have a strap located right here that you can pull on to just fold down this middle compartment. On the BMW i5 and many of the newer BMWs, the switch for that is going to be located way up here on the top. If you push on that, that is how you can make room right down the middle for skis or long pieces of wood. But don't put long pieces of wood in your BMW. Keep it clean. If for whatever reason you got locked out of your BMW, the new BMWs that come with these newer door handles have a different spot where you can put in your manual key. Say for example, if your key fob was dead, you're not going to see it right off the bat. All you have to do is open this up, and then you're going to see the keyhole that is located right over there. That is where you would put your manual key that is inside your key fob into in order to open up the door manually. Another small one, many BMWs have this. You can see that you have this little guy here. If it gets dirty, pull on this little tab to take out the entire pad that you see here and get it cleaned properly. If you had kids in your BMW and if you wanted to lock them in, just kidding. If you wanted to child lock the door, the switch for that is going to be located right over here. You would have to get a cool little key to basically turn that in the other direction in order to child lock your door. If you have an iX, or if you don't see this here, the way that you would child lock the doors in the back is going to be through a button right over here. This also child locks the windows, but again, if you didn't have that button that was located back there, this is what you would push to go ahead and child lock the doors as well. BMWs, the new ones, they have automatic high beam. There used to be a button located right over here. It is no longer here because now we got this brand new turn signal stick. If you wanted to activate that, you can go either in the settings. What's easier is you can see right over here that we do have a lighting menu. If you click on that, it brings up our lighting menu right over here. By default, this is going to be off, but I highly recommend, let me just hit that again. By default, it is going to be off, but you can see automatic high beams located right over here. Just tap it once, you see see a white line, that is how you turn on the feature. Highly recommend it, especially if you do a lot of nighttime driving. This one's gonna be another silly one. You're probably wondering where is the chargers for your BMW. i5s and i7s, they have a really weird spot where they keep the ports to charge your phone. If you're looking at it from just the driver's point of view, you obviously can't see it. You have to look past this little guy right here. There's actually USB ports located right here. Again, not something that you would initially see until you start looking for it, but there is a couple ports right there to charge your phone. Keep that in mind. That is gonna wrap it up for this video. I am running out of different types of features and tips and tricks to teach you all, so I am stretching these a bit. I'm sure you already know, but the goal is to eventually get to part 10 of the hidden tips and tricks series. So subscribe to the channel because we will be putting these out along the years. Again, before you leave, check out the key fob covers right down below. The links for them are gonna be in the description, in the showcase bar right down below. Check that out. If you had any comments, questions, or advice, feel free to shoot that down below. I do get back to every single comment eventually, so definitely do not hesitate to ask away. Hope you all have a happy holidays, and I'll see you all for the next one.